We hear bad news all day, but these three issues are gonna cause more shortages. Those shortages will cause major implications for America. And sadly, I don't know if we personally can do anything about it. However, by gaining wisdom and hopefully as the masses, we can make our leadership make some changes. Guys, this video is going to be a good one and can be eye-opening for us so we can understand where we're as a nation and hopefully help us to gain more wisdom. It's going to be a good one, guys. The video starts right now. Hey guys, welcome to The Max. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new to our channel, go down here, press subscribe, ring the bell, give us a thumbs up because it does help us stay in the algorithm, and hopefully these videos are enlightening, wisdom gaining, and can help you and your family be more self-sufficient, prepping and building a true homestead. So let's jump into the content for the day. So we're actually under the cover of one of our, porches because it is flooding out here in South Mississippi. Hopefully the audio and the lighting is not bad. So let's jump into the first major implication that if we don't fix, it's gonna get worse. Number one, Social Security and government pensions. There's an article that shows the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, says that by 2033, the Social Security Trust, one of the major Social Security trusts, will be depleted. Now, let's dive into that a little bit. We've heard for a long time that Social Security is broken, needs to be fixed. We've heard that it is going to be broke, it's going to go to zero, we have no money, it's going to be depleted, it's a Ponzi scheme. We've heard all that. Sadly, from our politicians, all they say is we're not going to cut it, we're going to keep on funding it. But if we just throw money at something and it's a broke system, it's not going to get any better. One wise saying, and I please help me not be crass here, but it says, when we see that there's more adult diapers sold than baby diapers sold, that will be the start of a fall of a nation. And what he was saying was, you know, your aging population is not helping the younger generations. There's more aging populace than there is younger generations. Now, that's not necessarily the case right now for America, but it's moving that way. Now, the problem I have with this is because of our Ponzi scheme, Social Security, we depend on the younger individuals to keep investing in Social Security because they're made to, based on their payroll checks and W-2s, to invest so the older people can pretty much have funds as we get older. Our investments now are not basically personally for us. It's pulled together to take care of the masses. Now, to me, that's a broken system because ultimately, all of you have paid into Social Security and you're not reaping the true benefits of probably what you have paid in over those years. It's broken. So when we talk about Social Security, we cannot just throw money at it. We have to fix the problem. For instance, in another video, we talked about the leaky pipe. If the pipe is leaking, the more it leaks, the more it leaks, the more it leaks, you're waiting for it to bust. Now, we can turn the water off at the source, and so therefore you don't have a leak anymore. You didn't fix the leak. You just said, you know what, I'm not going to worry about the leak. We'll just turn it off and use it when we need it. Another option is you turn it on full blast and it pushes the pressure out and you get water on the other side. But it's going to make the leak even worse. We have to fix the leak. And I don't know if that analogy helps you, but what I'm trying to show you is if Social Security is broke on the front end, it's not going to get better over the years. It's not going to get better because the system is broken. The solutions to that is ones we need to think out. We need to make sure that we fund Social Security and take care of Social Security for sure, because all the people that have worked their tails off to give into a mandatory system needs to be taken care of. However, we need to make sure our younger individuals, people that's my age and younger that probably won't truly see Social Security, needs to be fixed now to where we're not investing in it. Cut our investments off and let us do something different and fix the system for the new generation. However, you've got to go back as the government and fund this Ponzi scheme that you messed up on with Social Security. Fix the system that's there and then start a new system as it comes up. The new system is get the crap out of our retirement. Every individual should be responsible for themselves. We should not rely on the government to do that. The more that we allow the government to do that, we're going to end up being more of a socialist nation to have more of a universal basic income. Sadly, 1 of 4 millennials is living with their parents or have their parents paying their rent or mortgage. Now, millennials are not young anymore. They're not your high school people and your college people. Most of them are my age in their 20s and 30s. So they should be out on their own, having a family and taking care of themselves. So what I'm saying is if we get this generation of growing up kids that are just babies they're not investing their money like they're supposed to, ultimately it's going to break Social Security anyways, because they're not working like they should. They're living in mama's basement. So it's a broke system, and it's going to get even more broke because by 2033, it's saying that it will be depleted. So how do you fix that? So the government's just going to print more money and throw at it. So it's adding more inflation to the market. You got to stop. Quit spending all the money that we're spending overseas. Quit spending all the blown money that we're wasting money on, like, seeing if shrimp are going to make it or salmon's going to make it. For instance, there's a study that we're giving like millions and millions and millions of dollars to India to understand how to recycle plastic. Why do we care what India's doing with their plastic? They don't even care. That's why we're giving our money for it. So sometimes I think if we just quit wasting money and fully fund Social Security, cut it off for the young individuals, let them do something on their own and fend for themselves, then we will realize that we can fix Social Security for the elder who's been invested in it, the ones that are fixing to retire, and then have a new system for the young ones saying fend for yourself. And I think that will work. Number 2. You know, all this money and all this ammunition and all these tanks and all these things that we're giving to the Ukrainian war. All we are is fighting a proxy war or pre-World War III. We know that. I think everybody sees that. It's scary because I'm thinking we're either going to get into a Cold War scenario or we're going to see the BRICS nations really push against our dollar. There's nothing good about that. But here's the sad thing. Yes, we need to quit giving money to Ukraine and to that war. It's not our fight. It's two bad guys fighting each other. We need to stay out of it. But here's the crazy thing. The amount of ammunition and the amount of tanks and supplies our military is giving them, it will take years to replenish what we've gave them this year. For 2022 and the start of 23, we've given them more and made us more vulnerable to attacks on our nation. Let's think about that. We're fighting a war that we shouldn't even be in, giving stuff away, not selling, giving stuff to one area to fight another area that actually is a superpower that could nuke everyone else. Not only that, the other superpower, China, is on the side and working with other BRICS nations and Russia still. So we're depleting our resources, not even selling it. We're giving a lot of it away to then turn around and have years of remanufacturing. Now I know big military likes that because, again, it's investing in all these defensive contracts, but it makes us in a very, very, very precarious situation to where if we had to defend ourselves, I don't think Ukraine's going to send all that stuff back. I don't think all these other nations are going to come help us because guess what? We're the big guy. We're the ones supposed to be helping. We're the ones that's supposed to take care of the world. So if we're depleting our resources, who's going to take care of us when all of a sudden something comes to our shores? It's a serious thought. Issues that we see that are happening can cause major implications in crisis. What are we going to do when we don't have enough tanks and enough ammunition? Studies show that we are lacking and it will take years to replenish what we have given to the Ukrainian war. Thirdly, one that you feel just about every week is when you have to fill up your gas tank. In January, the price of petroleum or fuel or gas has went up 9 to 16% depending on where you live. Now we know, we believe that gas prices will go up. We've seen it. We're like, oh, it's only $3.50 now. Like I said, that's still stupid crazy that it's that expensive when we were used to $1.50, $2 a gallon. So if it's going up 9 to 16%, and they said again by March it could be up to $4. Now you remember, in winter it's supposed to be cheaper. It's supposed to be more economical because people are not traveling as much. So there's the issue. It's not the fact that we are demanding more fuel. It's not the fact that we're overusing fuel. It's the fact that the fuel is not there. The supply is down. All these policies that we're pushing, such as these climate initiatives, all these issues with us not having domestic oil, it's making our own prices go up. People, think through this. If you are paying more at the pump, that could be solved so easy if we would just learn to do what we've done for years and get the oil. We have it on our shore. But you see Russia has made comments this last week that they're going to cut supply. You see OPEC is so manipulative and they can cut supply. And then we're having to buy from places like Iran and Venezuela. The people that don't like us, so they're not going to give us cheap oil. Our petroleum reserves are down. We see that this administration is taking it down. So the sad thing is, it's not that we're buying more fuel and we're needing more fuel. Americans are not driving more. It's just the fact that the maintenance, the maintaining the supply is low, so therefore the price is going up. This, again, can be a crisis in itself because we're losing our independence in some of the most basic ways of transportation and taking care of our family. Again, we go back to, is there an ulterior motive behind it? Or are they wanting to do more public transportation? Are they wanting to pretty much bankrupt you when it comes to Social Security and seeing that we don't have a good defense and also you can't afford the fuel? I don't know. I'm just saying these three crises can cause some major issues for the people of America. And sadly, when I tell you to prep or to buy things or build up food shortages or to build up your gardens or buy food or buy real estate or assets or precious metals or livestock, those are all good. I'm not saying don't do those things. But sadly, these three things are almost out of our hands. So we have to gain wisdom, quit watching the simple news, and look at the bigger story. The fact that Social Security needs to be fixed. We have to have a solution there. We got to quit investing money overseas and sending all our defensive mechanisms overseas. I love everyone, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to go give all my defensive tools to someone else just for the heck of it to fight a gang war that I have nothing to do with. I want to protect my family. So it's the same way as America. America needs to do things to help the people of Ukraine. I'm not against that. Give them food, give them aid, help them in some fashion. But when it comes to giving all our defensive mechanisms to where we're going to be more vulnerable, I don't think that's a smart policy. And then thirdly, we can solve the gas issue just like that. Build your supply up to make the demand go down to then turn around and have cheap fuel. We saw that for years. So why are we now wanting to pay higher dollars in the name of feeling better about ourselves? You shouldn't feel better about yourself because you're not cleaning up the environment, because the whole environment, the whole atmosphere, the whole climate is based on the world. So you doing your part, quote unquote, is not helping when all of a sudden China and Russia is not slowing it down. Venezuela, India is not slowing it down. All those countries could care less about your policy as the West. So we've got to quit doing what we're doing and try to fix the systems that we have been breaking ourselves. All three of these issues can be fixed, but it takes the politicians getting some backbone. Fix Social Security, fix the gas crisis, and quit investing in wars that we shouldn't have anything to do with. It's that simple. If we keep doing these three things, though, all these problems will get worse and will cause America to falter more than we can even see it now and even fathom. So guys, first of all, gain wisdom, seek God, find peace in your family, and do all you can personally for your family, because if the more self-sufficiency and the more self-reliance that you have, the more that you can prep and homestead yourself, the less that you have to deal with the government's junk. Now, is that going to solve all these issues? It's not. But it can help us hopefully start looking at things in a better lens and hopefully gaining wisdom and building communities ourselves. Sometimes I think that we go through valleys to help us see how good the mountain is. And so maybe we're just in a valley in America. I don't know. But I'm saying if we don't fix it, I think we're going to be in a valley for a lot longer, and I'm scared this valley is going to look like a mountain when we have to go deeper in the valley for all the issues that we're causing ourselves. But give me your thoughts on this rainy, cool day here in South Mississippi. The sun's not shining, and this video is kind of gloomy. I'm sorry. But I want to know what you're thinking. Can we come out of this? Do you have any faith in any of the politicians that they're actually going to do anything other than line their own pockets? Are we going to fix Social Security for the younger individuals? Are we going to fund it for the older individuals? It's a thing to think about. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We hope that you have a wonderful day. God bless you. Happy homesteading, y'all.